Welcome back, everybody. The night passes uneventfully. You all wake up in the morning. You can memorize your spells, and Fred continues to lead you towards an
Oh,
abandoned place. Yes?
I immediately recast invisibility on Krob or Neal.
Glibglob.
Well,
Excellent.
one of them.
Glibglob is now invisible. Someone's going to have to keep a hand on him, otherwise he will get lost in the forest and never find you guys again.
No.
Like I said,
He's
tie a
riding
string to
the
him.
rock.
He's riding
He's
the
just
rock.
riding.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like on my shoulders.
Nice. Fred leads you through the forest as a thick mist kind of starts to cover the area and a slight drizzle comes down. It's not going to get in the way of anything, but it's just slightly damp everywhere. And then ahead
Moderate inconveniences.
in the clearing, there's a twisted, ruined old church that stands up maybe 2.5 stories from this slightly overgrown clearing. Its blackened windows no longer show not an eloquent way of phrasing that. It's got stained glass windows that have been covered with soot, so you can't see the colors or what designs they were supposed to portray. And you hear the sounds of yipping in far, far distance. Far, far distance. Just a faint yoop, 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 yoop.
Keep my skills ready just to make sure nothing attacks us. So, are we just gonna enter this church?
Why would you enter? Don't you know who lives there?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Count Vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Aren't you
Oh.
worried that he could turn you into one of his own?
No.
Only works
not
on
in the
coolers.
least. Not really, no.
You're so brave. I don't know how you can do it.
I've got a rock.
That makes you even braver. That's insane. No one goes to attack a vampire with a rock.
I mean, it's a big rock.
I mean, I've seen it, but come on, man. It's only a rock.
I mean, it's almost like a cinder block.
All right. Well,
Both are
I'm
shiny.
gonna wait back here, and if you guys aren't back by the time night falls, I'm gonna leave without you.
Alright. So let's go to the church.
All right.
All
You're-
right, guys, let's go to church.
You guys are
Yes,
approaching
let's
from
go
the
to church.
the back side of the church. Sure enough, there's a small little door on this back side, which is actually right adjacent to a cemetery, so you have to walk through the cemetery to get to the church. Or you could walk around to the front. How would you like to approach it?
Either way, I can kick a door down.
Let's just head in the front door.
You guys make your way to the front door, and you see the rest of the ruined village. Collapsed mud brick buildings, still standing stone buildings whose thatched roof is overgrown with vegetation now. There's no sign of animal life. There's no birds chirping. There's no crickets. There's no squirrels scurrying anywhere. The rock on your shoulders, you can feel Glibglob shaking.
I swear, if you pee, we're leaving you here.
That is the most terrifying thought in the world to him.
Somebody want to get a steak?
But he passes his morale check and keeps his urine in. You can't stake him, Rob. He's an essential part to the world economy and biodiversity.
Don't worry, Melissa.
Yeah, we're gonna steak him.
I've got this covered. All right.
Before
We're
we go
gonna
in, I'm gonna
vandalize.
make a steak.
Does anyone
What-
stop this mad woman? She can't kill him. He's been given
I'm gonna sharpen a couple branches just so that everybody has one.
It's not like she's using it on him, right? She's just making some steaks.
If you kill him, he can't ever come back in the game. He'll be dead. We can never
Yeah.
interact with the vampire kobold again.
They're more like negotiation tools than weapons.
Rob,
Yeah.
do you really want to end this wonderful NPC?
Staking him doesn't kill him; it just puts him to sleep.
I mean, it immobilizes him, but what?
Yeah, and then we bury him, and he's there. If we ever need a vampire kobold again, we can always get it.
He only technically dies if we bury him at a crossroads, right?
Wait. That's our like final thing. But first, before that, we just threaten that if he doesn't leave him alone, we're gonna vandalize the ever-loving crap out of his church. Like we're gonna break the windows.
Right. You guys are all gathered
Think
before the
about it.
door.
Think about it.
Let's see. I think a lot of you guys are wounded. Everyone's wounded except for Melissa. At least a little bit. Zen's
I'm
at
fine.
1 HP. Max is at 2 HP.
5 HP.
5 HP.
I'm at 6.
Rock's at 6. Darthumbra's at...
I'm at full. I'm fine.
Okay. All right. You stand before the church. The doors are closed. They're made out of thick wooden planks bound together with brass.
So how long have these things been just rotting?
You don't know. You failed to ask anyone that question before you left. Now you're left to wonder, how long have these things been
How
rotting?
rotten do they look?
Not too rotten.
Okay. That's really what I meant.
We could just burn down the church.
It's made out of stone. How do you burn stone?
You burn the wood.
Yeah, there's wooden support beams. The roof is probably wood.
Monsters. You would desecrate this holy site?
I thought it already was
It's abandoned
desecrated.
church.
Come to a
Desecrated.
vampire.
It's got a freaking vampire living in it. How more desecrated does it get?
Also, fire purifies. You can't desecrate something with fire.
Hey, you want to just like wedge the doors shut, and then just, we can throw burning stuff on the roof. And I mean, not like we can't hold the door shut against terriers.
Yeah, I already proved you can do that. And we're on the right side to hold it shut, too.
That's true. It's not like they can operate the door. You want to do that? Just hold the doors shut and...
I mean, vampires can burn to death, right? We're supposed to only kill him if the situation calls for it.
I don't think we're supposed to kill him at all.
I think the fact that he's a vampire calls for it.
No, we only kill him, wink,
Well, I mean,
wink, if the situation calls for it.
I'd feel bad about it if the king got angry, because then we'd have to deal with that, and I'd say that's a lot more inconvenient than terriers.
Vampires
But
are
I'm not-
known for being careless around fire.
I'm not 100%.
That's true. We could make it look like a suicide. No one would ever know.
The hunter will know.
And they're really bad at replacing the batteries in their fire extinguishers. That's well-known myth.
And
So
then
what
fire
now?
extinguishers?
Burn the thing down?
Why don't we just head inside?
Because the entangle won't work in there. Let's just burn it down.
We can take a peek inside. Maybe there's something interesting.
No, Neal didn't have very much time to prepare. This is nothing interesting inside.
Oh, you wound me, Robert. You wound me.
Oh,
Savage.
I thought we were friends, man.
You yourself said you hadn't anticipated us going here, so you were
Oh.
unprepared for it.
I wasn't prepared, but I can make these things up on the fly. Most Shenanigans episodes are entirely planned on the fly, and they're wildly fascinating. So what are you guys doing?
Sure, you don't want to
Open it
just burn
up.
it down?
I mean, who wants to vote for burning it down?
let's at least try to negotiate first. Like,
Negotiate
Yeah, let's
what?
Negotiate.
What are we going to
I
negotiate
kind of
with?
want
We will threaten by burning down this church.
and breaking windows too.
Yeah.
Are there windows?
There are.
Yeah, the
Are there
stained glass
glass
windows are
windows?
intact.
There
Oh, wow.
are.
I mean,
there are
just-
stained glass windows that have been blackened with soot, so you could break the windows, but you still got that metal framework in there that would.
Whether
hold
a terrier could go through a window, of course, doesn't
We could-
matter.
We could clean those up and sell them
No.
But
Listen,
if we start putting it down, he'll try to break out through the windows.
the whole reason why
It's daytime.
Yeah, like he can't come into the daylight.
that's-
The
that's
whole
why
reason
it's
those windows are
Yeah.
blackened
He's just
is so
stuck.
he doesn't die. So
Yeah. And
Because-
you know what? That would be incredibly inconvenient for him. So just think of that.
Well,
Think of
isn't-
how awful he's made our last couple days, and think of how awful we'll make his next couple weeks.
Well, can't we just like go in there and make noises and bother him the way he bothered us? It's not like we were in any danger of actually dying.
I mean, that's
I mean, I
That
knocked
breaking-
unconscious.
breaking.
I don't
the
know. I mean,
windows
several of
doesn't
these people
preclude
went
making a
down
bunch of
due to
noise.
terriers. I'm sure he's got terriers guarding himself, and there'll be mosquitoes, definitely.
What was that?
What
giant
if we
mosquito?
just? What's that roof? What's the roof made out of? Like shingles?
Rock.
Shingles.
Why don't we just take the roof off?
How are you going to get up there?
How do you propose to take the roof off?
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, right? You just sort of get a hook and you just sort of start scraping the shingles and it catches, and you just have a whole row of shingles that fall off.
I'm sure there's something under the shingles, though.
Is there?
Well, it could be nailed to a plank, but you just take the plank off. It's relatively easy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we
Maze,
start a
if you
fire.
just smash a hole in the roof.
There you go. I'm just saying, if we start a fire, we're not going to be able to stop the fire.
Why don't we negotiate with him first? We can always
Yeah.
do the.
We've always got vandalism as an
Later.
option.
We can
Yeah.
always just clean his windows, and the sunlight will go in and kill him.
Sure. We'll do that after the negotiation if he doesn't comply.
And so negotiate first, vandalize later. We're getting
Yeah.
Or maybe just vandalize anyway.
We'll see what happens. Let's just see what's inside.
I'll approach the church and be like, Count Ire.
Silence.
Does he say that?
No, he doesn't say that.
Mr. Count Ire. We don't really want to come into a
Let's
dark
just say that
building,
we love your cereal.
but we noticed you had some roofing issues, and we were going to climb up there and redo it for you, but that'll involve taking it off, and I'm sure that'd be an inconvenience for you given your condition. So perhaps you'd want to talk to us about how you prefer we execute the roof repair project. Nothing. Okay, I grappling hook my way up to the roof.
Okay, that should be. Can you grappling hook onto a shingled roof? What would it hold on to?
The
I don't know,
shingles.
some sort of church steeple.
Yeah.
I guess
that.
there are like those little things that come out on the side, the gargoyles to hold as gutters. Yeah, you can grapple onto a gargoyle and climb your way up. It'll take a little while, but you're on the roof now.
I start scraping shingles away.
Okay, I'll levitate up to the roof, and well, I guess I might as well. Well, I'm in plate armor. I'll levitate up to the roof and help. Well, I don't want to try to climb up to the roof on a rope in plate armor. So I'll levitate up and I'll start smashing holes by the doors.
I'll give Glib Glob to Zen, and then climb up.
All right. I just kind of hold on to him, wear him as a hat.
Because I don't want the liability of having a kobold on my back.
Remember,
Well, I'm climbing
tie
up.
a string between you and, or well, maybe a rope between
Also
you
because
and
I mean,
Glib
like you
Glop.
might not get the insurance money if they know you've been climbing around with a kobold.
No. Just wear him as a hat.
Yeah, but what if
Just
he
like-
starts moving?
Tie a rope
Like, it's really
around your
bad for
waist
balance.
and then tie it to, like for Zen, and then tie the other end to Glib Glob so we can't run away in fear
Don't have
at a convenient time that Neal decides in order to make our lives more difficult.
So we're starting to put holes in this roof.
Yep. And you can see now down through the roof to the. What's under shingles? Is it just open?
No, what would they be attached to?
There'd probably be
Probably
boards going
Yeah,
across.
generally it's like well,
Or
I
we
guess
just
modern
smash
houses,
the
it's
boards,
literally
too.
like a piece of plywood and you attach the shingles to that. But
Okay. So there's whatever's underneath the shingles on a roof. Looks like plywood.
then we can pry that up.
Yep.
toss that down. Then we have big holes.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, and the whole time I was just like, "Holy crap! Look at all this! I think you got termites up here. This had to have at least been like a 50-year roof, and it's got to have been at least 100 years. I don't know how you've been standing those insurance bills. You're not going to get any money back on this at all."
Count Eyre is mysteriously absent from getting in the way, intervening in any way, shape,
Well,
or
he's
form.
probably asleep. It's daytime.
Yeah.
Are there any creatures in the church? that are being
You
disturbed
see
by
some
this?
rats in the roof as you start pulling shingles off that scurry in their own directions.
Oh man, you've even got a rat infestation up here. Oh, we got to get the exterminators. Like, this is going to be a really expensive
Are
repair,
you a
buddy.
contractor in game? Is that your profession? Okay.
So
No,
I particularly want to make sure that we punch holes in the roof that send daylight down at the
Sure.
doors. How many doors are there?
You notice there's only the two, the main front door and that back door that heads out. There's a staircase that goes down into the crypt, though.
All right. Well, just want to make it sure that when he tries to run away, that he is blocked by the doors by sunlight.
We definitely open a hole over that stairway.
You open a hole so light beam comes down into the stairway?
Mhm.
Sure. Considering that you're only opening tiny holes, you only have a limited window of opportunity before the sun moves and the shaft of light moves as well.
oh crap, I didn't think about that.
I'll just keep making a bigger and bigger hole
Yeah.
around the stairway.
Okay, so you just start making this...
we can anticipate by looking at the angle. We can just
Right, but it's a matter of like 5 minutes, the sun's going to move this far. In an hour, it's going to move a much greater distance.
Yeah, I let them think about that. I'm just like smashing it.
All right, you guys smash up the roof. I want dexterity checks from everyone who's up on the roof smashing it. If you fail, at some point you fall off the roof. None of you guys have safety harnesses. None of you are contractors. None of you are...
Yeah.
You know.
See,
some of us are levitating.
If you're levitating, you don't need to make this roll. Darth Umbra falls off the roof. The rock stays on. Is anyone else up there? I don't
Nope.
think so. Okay. Darth Umbra, you fall from the roof and take 6 points of damage when you hit the ground.
I'm at -1.
All right, I heal him.
Okay. Darth Umbra is recovered, but, at 1 HP.
I'm fine.
I guess since you reached him in a single round, the
But a
roll
fresh
we
one.
use on Shenanigans is if you reach someone in a single round and bring them back up, or in the same round, that they are not useless for the day. But if they have to spend a full round unconscious, then they're useless. So Darth Umbra's back, just at
oh,
1
look at that, he's back
HP,
up to full HP.
and he's at 1.
It's a wizard joke, Neil.
Oh, okay. I didn't get your wisdom. Anywho, you guys have
Those lizards
made...
aren't funny.
You made huge holes in the roof now. You see the staircase that leads down to the crypt where Count Eyre must be. What do you do?
I shout out from below. Is it okay for me to just open the front door?
I guess.
I open the front door.
It creaks.
Well, that wasn't so hard, was it?
Okay.
All right, let's get inside.
The party all heads inside the church.
All right. Are
think
there
I kind of
pews in the
stay
church?
outside.
You stay outside
Are there
I
pews in
stay
the church?
outside with,
Oh.
what's his face?
with Glib
Can't
Glob?
remember his name. Yeah, Glib Glob.
Okay. What were you saying,
Are there
Rob?
pews?
There are
pews? Church
pews.
pews?
Lots and lots
All
of
right.
church
Let's
pews.
take a pew and then drag it to hold the door opens in case he does some vampire and tries to make the doors close.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll help with that.
You put a pew in the door.
Mm-hmm.
You have 40 minutes left to complete the quest and return to Shenanigans.
40
Can we just,
minutes to stop the kobold vampire.
Yes.
Just head down the crypt now, or what's the plan?
Alright.
Yeah, let's go down to the crypt.
Right. You guys
Biggies first.
You guys make your way to the stairway leading into the crypt. some of you have been in crypts before, some of you have not. This is a fairly standard type A3 crypt. It's just got a stairway leading down, and then a straight tunnel with little sockets on the side for you to put bodies, and also another tunnel leading left and right. So you kind of have like a three-pronged tunnel approach with sockets in the walls for corpses.
So either left or right,
Oh my god, there's
Or
dead
straight.
people here.
or straight ahead.
Left, right, or straight.
You always go right.
Yeah, let's go right.
You always take the
Sounds
righteous path.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. You guys head to the right, shining light with what? What is your light source here?
My rock.
Continual light.
The rock.
The big rock overhead, still dripping with
Big rock.
the dog blood from earlier in the day or from
And if
last
that's
night.
not convenient, like I can also take out the lantern that he gave me.
you,
That also
you have, all
has
right, you've got
continual
plenty of light. You've got plenty of light.
Yeah.
You head down the right path, and it turns, and before you is a brass gate, on the other side of which is a large stone sarcophagus.
Is there organ music coming from the sarcophagus?
There's organ music somewhere. It's faint in the background. Maybe it's just in your mind. Maybe you've read one
Okay.
too many books.
No,
Right.
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't.
You haven't. There's organ music somewhere.
I haven't read any books, Neil.
So what? Do we just push the stone slab?
There's a brass gate before you first.
Oh, right.
Is it locked?
Yes, there is a lock on the gate. The lock is latched. It's like a
Oh,
padlock.
so it's one of the
It's
one of
locked
the
on
breakable
this
kind.
side, like the side facing us.
It's like there's a chain that goes through the gate, and then the chain's locked together, and the padlock's just hanging down.
So it's one of the breakable.
But
kinds.
on our side.
You could reach it. It's like hanging down. It's bars, so there's a lot of space in it, and the padlock just
Okay,
hangs in the middle.
like if I drop a lock, it's gonna go straight down because it's heavy. So it's either gonna end up on the side it was locked on, which means if it's on our side, it was locked from this side in all probability.
But it's hanging down in between. I don't understand. I'm lost.
Alright,
I'm-
What
Like,
he's
if
saying
I-
is it's got a long chain.
If I pick up the lock, even if it's on a long chain, and I lock it and then I drop it, it's going to drop straight down. If I'm on this side of the gate and I drop it straight down, it's going to be on the side of the gate that I locked it from. So
I guess
which-
maybe I poorly described this gate. It's got lots of bars, but there's lots of spaces. Like think of a jail cell, and you have a chain going between some
Yes,
bars.
but the
and a jail
lock is
cell.
going to be on one side.
It
or
will
the other.
swing back and forth between.
Unless you intentionally slid it around a little bit so it was exactly in the middle.
Neil, which way does the hole face that you put the key in?
Yeah,
Oh, the
that's-
hole of where the key goes. Oh, I thought you just meant which side was the lock. Like, was
No.
it on this side of the door? Which side is the entrance? It's at the bottom of the lock.
Basically, was it locked from the outside or
It's
from
the lock is
inside
on
of
the
room?
bottom of the.
Yeah, but I
padlock.
can figure it out. Like, I'm a 16 intelligence character. I can figure it out.
Give me an in check. Because I don't understand how you would figure this out. I'm lost as to what you're saying.
Okay, Neil. If it's a padlock on a chain, there's a door. If you lock it from inside, it's just going to hang down on this side. If you lock
padlock
it from the
hangs on
outside, it's
one
going to be
side
on
of
the
the gate
other
or the
side.
other.
No. Because you've got the door and you've got some chains, and so if you drop
No,
the
you
padlock,
could
it will
rotate it
fall
around. Like, you
between
could
them.
intentionally obfuscate the issue.
No,
Or
because the chains,
you have to do that on purpose.
the lock doesn't hit something. It doesn't like run into the gate anywhere. It hangs inside the gate because the gate has a lot of empty space in it.
Okay, so which way, out or in, is the gate, lock facing?
The lock on the padlock is on the bottom of the padlock.
That's a pretty advanced lock.
Okay, Neil, you would slide the chain through from one side to the other, depending on which side you were on. You would have the chain, and you would connect it with a lock on your side. You wouldn't just like reach through and be and.
God, he's getting a chain and lock. All right, let's make sense of this to me.
Shenanigans Arts and Crafts project.
This is why I
Oh
love
wait,
this.
guys, I got this one. It's Stromboli. No, that's not it.
We can't hear you, Justin.
All right, so if I put the lock right here, this is the chain. As I dropped it, the lock would clearly be on this side of the gate. And
If the
arms-
chain comes around on... look, this doesn't even matter. It can be on either side of the gate. I don't
because
care.
it tells us if it was locked from the inside, then that's where he is. If it's
Yeah.
locked on the outside, then this is, some storeroom that was locked from the outside. It does not contain the count.
It is locked from the inside.
Okay.
Thank you, Neal.
Thank you.
In the way that I have it envisioned, it would just be hanging in between the gate, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
But see, Neal, the middle where the two doors match, even though there's bars, those would be solid, or else you would just have empty space. There wouldn't be. There's the border of the gate.
Again, you could obviously
would match,
like
so
pull
it'd
the
be hanging
chain
on one
through
side or the
once.
other.
It's fine. It's
Lock
fine.
the
You know,
chain
you
and
guys,
fine.
we've figured it out. Okay, we've figured it out.
I'm gonna roll a bend bars check.
Give me. It didn't even matter. Give me.
Oh,
No, you cannot bend bars.
Whoa, wait.
I'm just gonna keep smashing away at the lock with my mace.
Okay, Neal, do I hear a large
And try to
commotion
break
just
the-
of like
You
people-
do. You hear a lot of arguing about what the lock looks like from down below,
Okay.
and then you hear this.
I walk in, holding him very tight
Mhm.
for
Tie
a
a
moment.
rope around your waist, tie a rope around his waist.
For a
Otherwise,
moment,
Neal's
hand,
gonna have him run off at an annoying
hand
point.
him to the rock,
So you walk
cast
down to the
knock,
crypt.
and then walk back out with him.
You knock the lock open. It falls to the ground.
Excellent.
Okay, the thing right now, I tie a rope around Glimglob's waist, and then I tie it to around the other end around the rock's waist. Because otherwise, at some point during the battle,
Zen's taking him.
Neal will
No,
have.
I'm taking him.
Okay, I have
Okay.
two questions.
Do that
How long
to
is this
Zen.
tunnel? And is there any light coming all the way down the stairs?
There's no light coming. There's some light coming down to the stairs, but you're off to the side, right? So you came in, you
Yeah,
went
but how long's
right,
the
and then
tunnel?
you went straight. There was kind of a bit of a turn.
Oh, there was a turn in the tunnel. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's not
so
just like dead end. Got
If
it.
you look at the demon corgi's face,
Neal.
here's the
Neal,
stairway that you come down. Yeah.
And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to the intersection and I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force and create an illusionary wall around those other pathways.
Okay. All right, and then here's the gate, and in here is the big sarcophagus. So you're casting a phantasmal force to make an illusionary wall.
Like, I'm gonna draw it.
Yeah, draw it over the map.
So, like this.
At the
So
left in the
only-
straight entrances.
Right, so there's only one path.
Okay. All right, you guys have breached the lock. You've gone into the chamber itself now, right? Someone steps in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. There's the sarcophagus before you. What do you guys do?
Knock?
Let's just lift it off and stake him.
As you approach the sarcophagus, you notice behind it, on the ground, is a much smaller, crappy wooden coffin that is barely being held together with nails.
That's probably it.
I don't know. It might be the big one.
You know what? Since he just opened the padlock, what if we still have a chain and perfectly good padlock? So why don't we just wrap the chain several times around the coffin so he can't get out, and padlock it? We could even repair it with some of the wood from the roof.
No, is Zen that knocked?
I'm okay with that. Pick up the chain, pick up the sarcophagus, wrap the chain around the sarcophagus.
Yeah, actually, why don't we
As
first
you
wrap
start
it
to-
around the sarcophagus and then haul it upstairs?
As you start to lift the sarcophagus, the front of it flies off the top, landing against the side. And inside, of course, is Count Vampire. He takes a step out of the sarcophagus, his flowing black cape somehow unwrinkled from his long slumber inside the small wooden box. He looks around the room, kind of holding his hand against the bright light from the stone. I smell dog. Where?
Oh, yeah.
Where is your offering?
It's probably
No, you don't. That was definitively refuted by our friend Darth Umbra.
I smell dog. Have you
Oh, yeah,
brought me an offering?
I mean, yeah, we killed a bunch of them out there. Like they're like these
We brought you
little
a
rats
stick.
with wings.
You've defeated the Yorkies? My mighty hordes?
Yeah, your mighty hordes.
Yeah.
They weren't very mighty.
Truly fearsome adversary. I could see why a kobold of Glibglob's stature has been drawn to you. But no matter, I will defeat you and earn his love.
So I'm just gonna like start like waving the bright thing in front of his face, just to see how he likes that. He's like, now here's the deal. And I just motion to you.
Here's the thing. Glibglop has found gainful employment at Shenanigans with Desmond, and Desmond wants to continue to employ him for the foreseeable future, which would be somewhat hampered by him being dead or turned. So he'd appreciate it if you just left Glibglop alone.
My black heart yearns for Glibglob's affection. What he never gave me in life, I desire in death.
Well, you won't have it because we all know that vampires don't understand love, and they try to stop noble undead like mummies from experiencing it with young human girls and young elven girls.
What?
Have you ever considered the idea that being turned into a vampire has given you a second chance, and you shouldn't cling to the things from your old life that are just weighing you down?
Maybe, but I'm more concerned about this young elven woman wanting to sleep with mummies.
Yeah, like they're.
Can we talk about that for a moment?
What?
Oh.
The mummy.
I mean, most elves are into bondage. Mummies come pre-equipped with their own rope. It's really just a matter
Oh my god, you guys are just the worst.
Oh yeah, I think
This is the sort of people Gliblob hangs around with?
and yeah, I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna find himself a nice kobold wife soon too.
Oh god. Get out of here. I won't want anything to do with any of you ever again. Oh, Glibglob, how could you have fallen so low? You were the perfect one. We were destined to be together forever.
Yeah, if you ever come back towards him again, we're gonna find you a nice lady vampire kobold.
I think we should still just stake
And we're gonna
him.
break the crap.
Everyone knows vampires are the enemies of love. I say we just stake him.
I already have a stake in this property.
All right. I think even Darth Umbra can agree that he needs to die now.
No. He says to leave Glibglop alone. That's all we wanted. We leave peaceably. We found a peaceful solution, guys. It doesn't happen every day. Let's just take the win.
But he's gonna go and attack different kobolds.
I don't care. It's not Glibglop. I mean, those other kobolds don't bring me onion rings.
It's true.
Onion rings. Oh god. Almost as bad as garlic fries. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
People.
Glibglop loves onion rings. He actually works pretty much for onion rings.
For days.
Ooh.
Those other kobolds are the only ones who are telling the truth.
I'm pretty sure one time I saw him poop out an onion ring.
He goes back to the
Why?
coffin that you were starting to lift up before he hops out of it, pushes it aside. There's like a little pit down there. He starts digging a hole in the pit, looking back over his shoulder at you guys. Oh, you guys are the worst. Oh, leave me alone. Starts digging himself a hole. Gets in the hole and pulls the now broken coffin back over his head.
Mission accomplished.
He needs to be staked.
I'm gonna go back over there and say, onion rings.
Oh, disgusting. All right, what are you guys gonna do?
He's a mess.
Exactly wrong. Leak rings are way better.
I have to agree with Melissa that we should stake him, just to make sure.
Why? He provides a service to
Honestly,
the kingdom.
our time is better.
Kobolds are
spent.
the only ones telling the truth out there
But he's a kobold. Why would you want to hurt him?
because he kills with kobolds.
No, he thins the population. He only kills dumb kobolds that get caught. He's just making the other kobolds smarter.
And maybe
This is why I like you, Justin. You can justify genocide.
I mean, obviously it's not genocidal. We keep running into kobolds everywhere, and they're awfully fucking smart every single time. There could be a relation between these two things.
All right. Are you guys leaving, or are you guys going to stake him?
I
No,
say
I'm gonna pull the coffin aside and stake him.
All right. Give me an initiative roll. You're pulling the coffin aside. The kobold vampire is going to not go willingly.
Do we all roll for
Initiative,
it?
you said?
Whoever wants, I mean, she's doing this. If you guys want to hop in, you can roll initiative. If you're just going to sit back and watch, you don't have to.
I'm just gonna watch.
What's the initiative of the
Neal,
stake?
3.
Neal,
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just gonna yell from outside the crypt. Don't kill him, or we're gonna get persecuted by the king.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I've never seen a king.
I mean,
Well, I
Desmond
mean,
said
have you ever
not to
seen
kill him.
aspirin either?
So you're gonna get persecuted by Desmond.
Got a point.
I'm just
All right.
saying, part of the contract was not killing him. You're not going to get your 2 weeks of free onion rings.
Yeah.
What a
And it's
good
all-
Some
prize.
things are more important than 2 weeks of free onion rings.
But
You could probably convince him to throw in some garlic fries.
Maximilian, you go first.
Okay, so I go over the coffin, I look over, down, and I color spray.
Ooh, that actually might stun him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, hold on. Is color spray a charm spell?
Let me check.
It would be illusion, I would think.
No, it's alteration. Crap.
Alteration, yeah.
Alright. Vampires are immune to charm, sleep, and hold spells. Let's see. Similar, they are unharmed by poisons and immune to paralysis. Spells that are based on cold or electricity only cause half damage. Color spray will work. So he fails and is stunned for 1 round.
Stake him.
Okay.
Easy snake.
So I guess you can just auto-stake him. Creatures that are stunned cannot be automatically hit. Right? What was this? A 4 is definitely a fail on the saving throw, right? Oh yeah, definitely a fail on the saving throw. So Melissa stands next to the vampire and drives a stake through it. While everyone else watches. Count Ire squeals
I'm
with
outside.
pain. Count Ire squeals with pain as the stake drives through his heart. What are you staking him to? Or are you just putting the stake through the heart?
Stake through his heart.
Okay. He collapses back into his little pit in the ground. His slow squealing not really doing too much to him.
Alright, what else is in this room, aside from the sarcophagus?
That's it. There's like an old candelabra,
Okay.
whose candles are all burned away. Maybe a couple of pots with stuff, but nothing interesting.
Alright, how heavy is the sarcophagus lit?
The stone one?
Yes.
Pretty heavy. You'd need a couple of people to lift it.
Okay. Can I get a couple people to help me lift this and lay this over the pit, so if anybody comes down here, they just see the big sarcophagus and go, oh, I guess he's gone.
alright. Sounds good to me.
Alright, so I lay that over the hole. And I'll, bury him a bit first in the hole.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Sleeping or held is an auto hit. Stun still needs an attack roll. Go ahead and make me an attack roll, Melissa. At +4 because he's stunned. Vampires have AC 19.
Wait, what's auto hits? Sleeping or
Sleeping and held are auto hits. Stun is not an auto hit.
so if something is in an entangle, it's auto hit.
That's not quite held as in hold person. Not just held in place on your feet. So the 10 is actually a miss. You go up to stake the vampire, and the stake kind of slips to the side as he writhes around.
Looks like it sucks.
And he loses his turn. So initiative for next round. Uh-oh. That's not good for him.
Melissa, don't you need Shenanigans as your base of operations from which to change the world?
No, I've begun to see that people aren't going to do the right thing on their own, and they need a person with religion and morals who's going to make them do what they're supposed to do.
But if the king hunts you down and kills you, you're not going to be able to do that.
Okay. It is...
Go on 4.
Maximilian go... Nope, okay. Those are all old initiatives. Rob goes first.
All right. So to make this so that it'll be much easier to hit, I cast Invisibility to Undead.
You are now invisible to only the vampire. Maximilian, you're next.
I'm just gonna go and leave the place.
Okay, you
I'm
leave.
getting out of here.
The kobold cries out, "Where did he go?" And he's a kobold. I don't care if he's a vampire. He's still an idiot. He transforms himself into one of those Yorkshire Terriers with wings and flies to the ceiling. And just kind of like flaps up into the ceiling, looking down at all of you, barking out, still in the common tongue, "You fools, don't you know? I am one of you. Your king has protected me, given me wealth, land, power."
I mean, I was content to just let you sit here and wallow in your misery as we
Stop
deliver
this
you onion
miserable
rings.
woman, this believer in life, this...
Onion rings every week.
Stop her! Leave me be! I am no threat to you. I only want to drink the blood of kobolds.
Yeah, I was content with that. Don't know where she went. I'm just like staring at her, just like, don't know where she went.
All right, Melissa, what is your plan to get the flying kobold that's now a dog?
So I can cast things. It specifically says I can cast things that aren't like attacks and stuff.
As long as it can't be construed as an attack.
Can I cast Dust Devil?
That's a summon monster spell, basically. Right? That feels like an attack to me. An offensive spell.
Alright,
it isn't really virtuous to agree to a deal and then not follow through on it.
I didn't agree to this deal.
You did.
I mean,
no, I never did.
You literally did.
I mean, Desmond said.
No, I never agreed to anything about vampires. Everyone knows that vampires are the enemy of true love.
That's not true. I love Glibglob, or at least I did love Glibglob. I loved him with all of my withered heart.
I take some bandages out of my pouch, and holding onto one end of the bandage, I throw the other half at the flying dog.
Give me a roll to hit. It's not true. I don't want to eat him. I wanted to make him mine, to live forever with me.
Is it possible that he cooperates in getting hit by the bandage?
No, it's not possible that he's cooperating being brought down.
It wouldn't bring him down. It would just wrap around him.
Yeah, he's not into it.
That's his problem right there.
All right, Rob.
I go. Okay, fine. Everybody out of the room.
Wait, why are we getting out of the room?
So I can cast something. You don't want it to get
Don't!
you.
She'll cast a fireball! No! Save me! Protect me!
Well, I mean, she did just say get out of the room.
I have a deal. I can command mosquitoes. If you leave me be, I will make sure no mosquitoes ever visit you in Shenanigans, ever.
But
That's a good deal.
You're the one who sent them there.
I will
Never
keep
had
all
mosquitoes
future
problem.
mosquitoes away
Good
from
deal.
you.
Come on, Martha,
No,
let's go.
no. Think
There
about
were
this.
never
If we
any
went to the
past
mayor-
mosquitoes.
If we went to the mayor of Berkshire and we were like, no more mosquitoes in town ever,
Nah, he did say shenanigans.
that'd be
I can do
Okay.
all of Berkshire. I'll keep them out of the whole
See?
town.
yeah. That's a good deal.
That's a
We
pretty
could
good deal.
totally
Like-
get our names on a plaque, have key to the city, really.
Well, I mean, as long as you have a crowbar,
In
you've got
50 episodes of Shenanigans, when have mosquitoes ever been a problem before?
one.
That's the point.
Dude, it's about the
Yep.
role playing, Rob.
You can't just think about the adventurers who are immune to the petty suffering of the day-to-day life in the medieval world. You got to think about the shopkeepers and the hunters and all those people who do all the things that work all the shitty jobs that allow us to go out on these adventures, and they will suffer less and be happier.
What about the kobolds? They're the only ones speaking the truth.
About
They
what?
opened my eyes. About aspirin, for one.
What the hell even is aspirin?
It's a chemical extraction from the inner bark of a willow tree.
At Madame Farrindeer's, they told us that you used aspirin to prevent sex because if you held the aspirin between your knees, then you couldn't get pregnant. But then one of the kobolds told me you could just bend over.
That's only true for elves, though.
That's
I mean,
true
you're
for
right.
anybody with a waist.
No, you both. Madame Farron was technically correct. That works for elves, but kobolds have to bend over. It's a totally different anatomical thing.
No, it isn't. Anybody could do this. They're the only ones telling the truth.
No, I'm serious. This is why interspecies communication is so poor, because people think it's all the same, and we're all, a little different. And we have to accept those differences.
You hear down the hallway, "Hello, are you done in there?"
Anyway, did you guys get out of the room? Or are you still in the room?
Well, I'm having this very fascinating conversation with you. I'm not leaving the room.
I step outside the room because I was like,
It's getting weird in there.
it's getting a little weird. He said something about willows and chemicals, and I don't know what that means. This is getting a little bit above my pay grade. I'm just like, hey, yeah, I'm totally down. You should come with me. I don't know what she's gonna cast in there, but it doesn't sound like you want to be in there either. I'm totally down for not having mosquitoes bother me in that town ever again.
What if he promises that the mosquitoes will never bother kobolds either?
He eats kobolds.
I drink their
the ones-
blood.
But the ones that are alive won't have to be dealt with by mosquitoes. I mean,
You know
well,
what?
actually, here's an interesting question. When you say you drink their blood, do you ever kill any other kobolds?
Yes.
See?
I bring them misery, for they brought me misery in life. But what do
I
you
told
care?
you,
I mean, that
vampires
sounds fair.
hate love.
I don't.
No, I
What if
adore love. I just can never
It
have
was
it.
vampires who stood between Sebastian and Christian and their true love between an
God,
elven
she's
maiden
so judgmental and preachy.
a mummy.
What? What?
I know a
Did
place
you ever
where you
read
can.
Dusk?
What?
There seems to be a strong personal bias at work here.
It's
Does it look like I read?
Dusk is the most amazing ageless story of love ever.
You know that's fiction, right?
But it's reflecting the truth.
Truth of what?
I'm pretty sure that a lonely woman just made it up who'd never actually even been in love.
That just shows that maybe you don't know about love either.
Well, I mean, no, look at the mask, but at the same time, that also means that I recognize when it's bullshit and made up.
That was the perfect love between a young elvish woman and a basically abusive mummy.
But Mummy was abusive. How is that love?
Because it was romantic, he was abusive because he loved her.
Isn't that still abuse? Says the vampire.
I mean, at least he's honest. He's just eating kobolds. That seems fine.
I mean, he's just trying to live. Like, do you get mad at your freaking cougar when it goes out and it eats like a deer or a rabbit or something?
No one kills the spider for eating the fly.
Yeah, you kill it because it's
They
creepy.
kill it because it's in the house.
Yeah.
He's not in the house, though.
I'm
Yeah,
in
it's
my
not
own
that.
house. Leave me
By
be,
your
vile
argument,
woman.
fine.
Yeah, you're just like a murder hobo right now.
You're really on thin
No, I'm
moral
not. I'm
ground, and that's
defending
coming from a
love and
vampire.
kobolds. I'm defending love and kobolds.
Okay,
So,
I'll give you the
so
cobalt
wait.
one,
If someone genuinely loved him, you couldn't kill him.
It's not about him and somebody loving him. It's that he doesn't know love. Vampires are the enemies of love. They get angry because they can't experience it and they see other people with it, so they want
Maybe
to
they get
destroy
angry
it.
because crazy ladies keep coming in their house and being like, "You don't know what love is." I mean, what is love? What is it? Come on, spit it out,
Love,
spit it out.
That's a good question. Can you define what love
is
means
when the
to you?
two of you realize that you like all the same songs and that nobody understands the two of you in the exact same way. That's what love is.
I don't think that's what love is.
And
So you're saying
and-
tone deaf people can't be in love because they don't like music?
well, then
What
they
about
find
that?
something else that they're both really into. And they
So you
both
just need
love
to
the
like the same
thing.
things and suddenly you're in love?
Well, yes.
I mean, I like casting magic. There's at least two other people here that like casting magic. None of us love each other.
Well, that's really sad for you.
Or you don't understand what love is, and
you love that.
not understanding what love is, you
I
can't
read
really judge
all
other
the Dusk
people.
books. I know exactly what love is.
But you can't define it.
You know it when you see it. It's like
So it's visible? Love is a
art.
visible thing?
It's like fine art.
It's some sort of physical phenomenon that exists in the world?
You're just trying to semantic your way out of everything here.
Well, I'm just,
Wow, isn't that a turnabout?
I mean, I'm just trying to get you to commit to a specific definition so that we can prove that vampires do in fact love. Actually, I might even go so far as to say that since love is what exists when lust is done, the fact that vampires cause lust can prove whether or not someone actually loves. And therefore, they provide a great benefit to the world when it comes to understanding what love is.
How far does one have to go to find love?
Well, then we can write a story about how we stake this vampire, and we can talk about love, and then we can read that story.
But don't
and
you
learn what love
realize
is.
all of I've done trying to get Glibglob to live with me forever, I have done out of love. And,
No,
and he
you
rejected
haven't.
me, and
I
he
mean,
changed.
Nobody is dumb enough to do anything like this unless they're in love.
In that book series, wasn't the rejected person the protagonist? Weren't they the person you're supposed to root for? He's rejected, root for him.
No, because he's not cute. He doesn't have any abs.
Look at me! Look at my bow ties and my hair! Look at this long, floppy mane leaving from me and my wings. I'm adorable!
Look at my abs. I've got a
Ferocious!
6-pack. I'm working on an 8-pack.
See, and you might find love.
At this point,
Yeah,
I come
that's
back
true.
into the room.
You're your first stream. If you don't have abs, you're never gonna find love. That's like the first prerequisite.
Oh,
So,
God.
so what's going on in here? What's all this talking about love about?
She's a witch! She's a monster! She's never felt love before, and so she's jealous of my love for Glibglob, and she's trying to
No,
kill
if
me
you-
for
if
it.
you- if
Okay,
you love
I
Glibglob-
cast Dust Devil.
Okay, your invisibility breaks.
I was about
a-
to talk to him.
Dust Devil takes 2 rounds to cast. Are you sure you want to cast it? Has a casting time of 2 rounds.
2 rounds.
Yeah.
What?
That's a long time.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
yeah.
Or maybe I can distract it long enough for you. by talking to him.
I'm sure he's going to ignore the intoning priest.
Also, I think invisibility to undead wears off. It's been like 6
Yeah,
minutes.
it's already worn off.
Yeah. All right, so the flying Yorkie moves to the farthest point in the room away from you. Still flaps its wings. You know what?
So I
Go ahead.
What?
Go for it, Max.
maybe you should just confess your feelings to Glibglob. He's standing right outside.
No,
the church.
he's changed.
You
He's
know-
not the same man I once knew. He
No,
likes.
but you should talk to him face to face about your feelings, and maybe it will help you realize how things stand.
You mean it'll help her realize how things stand? 'Cause that's really what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Have you considered Glibglub's feelings about this? Maybe he's not going to feel closure if you just stake Mr. Iyer here.
That's Count Iyer.
I'm sure he's not going to feel fear. Real love isn't about breaking into an inn and threatening someone. It's about going in their window at night and silently watching them while they sleep.
I
You're
mean,
really
he
twisted.
He didn't break into the inn. He just walked in through the front door,
Yeah,
which is what
walked in.
most people do when they go to an inn. They walk in through the front door. And then he did break in and
he
watch him through the night with the mosquito eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So he did both of those things. How can you say he doesn't love him?
Real love doesn't send demonic Yorkies.
She's got a point.
Your definition of love is twisted. You've never known it yourself, and so you make up fantasies about what it might be.
Use whatever you have laying around. That's all I'm saying. Love is desperate sometimes.
The vampire Yorkie with bat wings flies down the hallway towards the exit of the crypt.
He's wrecked.
Of course, he's not an idiot, and he sees the light on the ground coming from the ceiling.
Hold up. Not an idiot, but he's a kobold.
He's a
I
vampire
will-
kobold. There's like brilliance to him
Intelligence
and
check.
complete idiocy to him.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Dust Devil.
All right, you're casting Dust Devil. The vampire kobold that's now a Yorkie with bat wings flying above the stops before exiting and calls out to where Zen is, not calling to Zen, but calling to Glibglob and says, "You, Glibglob, you have held off from my advances for so many years. You've changed. You've turned into a person that associates with that Martha-worshipping, mummy-loving, she-witch devil demon thing. And you eat garlic fries and onion rings. You're not the kobold I once thought you were."
I'm not a witch. I'm A-OK with M-A-R-T-H-A.
Glibglob, never come back here. Leave for all eternity. I wish never to lay eyes upon you again. And then
I yell, "That's great, because he's invisible."
and the flying corgi, not your corgi, Yorkie, flies through the phantasmal force wall because he lives here. He clearly knows that there's extra exits here, and vanishes down further into the crypt. The Dust Devil springs to life after a moment or so in the other chamber.
All right, let's go get him, Dust Devil. Just like whirlwind him and catch him and drag him down.
Well, we're out of time, so what are you going to do here? Are you going to run around a crypt by yourself and a Dust Devil looking for a vampire?
I say we have accomplished our mission by making him not desire Glibglob. So yeah.
Okay. So I think Melissa spends some time searching the crypt, but it's an extensive crypt, and the vampire has many hiding places. Plus, he can turn into mist and just, vanish into the darkness pretty easily.
Which a Dust Devil is perfectly well equipped to deal with.
Yeah, but if you can't find
It's exactly
the
how
mist,
you deal with it.
But if you can't find the mist because, it's mist and kind of tucked into corners or whatever, you can't attack
Kind
it.
of dark down there.
Yeah.
A Dust Devil can hold a gas cloud or a creature in gaseous form at bay or push it away from the caster.
Yeah, but it still has to find it. And if you can't see it, you can't
It's
find
exactly an anti-vampire gaseous form spell.
All right. The party returns to Shenanigans a few days later. The vampire's still alive. Perhaps. Maybe it did get caught up in the dust cloud. Who will ever know? And let's reward you guys with some experience. In addition, everyone gets free onion rings for 2 weeks. As many as you want. Well, as fast as Borscht can cook them.
I'm super excited, but I don't eat a lot.
These onion rings taste like a job not well done. No thanks.
All right, let's give you guys some
They
experience.
taste like unfinished business.
For at least decreasing the massive amounts of mosquitoes that were in the you really did bring it down from swarms to just an annoying number. I think most of you slept through the night.
Well, I was going to just dust devil them.
Oh, they're gone by the time you get back.
Okay.
There are no
They
more
should all
mosquitoes
be
in
gone,
Shenanigans.
right?
Yeah.
That was the deal.
But for defeating the initial batch of
Okay.
those guys, then you also defeated 20 Yorkies, demon Yorkies, mind you, flying demon Yorkies. Let's get, let's say each one's worth, it's like that much experience.
500.
Plus the rust monster, it's probably worth about that much experience.
12,000.
Plus you completed the main goal for this quest, which is actually fairly difficult. Let's give you some role-playing experience and some other stuff, and divide among 5 players. Everyone takes home 1,050 experience from this week's adventure.
Hell yeah!
And
Level up.
for the time
say
being,
one.
at least, Shenanigans is mosquito-free. It is a perfect paradise. Who all levels up?
How much exactly did you say, Neil?
I do
1050.
by a tiny, tiny amount.
Okay.
Okay. So, those of you that
I
level,
love
let's roll some hit points. Starting with
And
Darth
rolling the
Umbra.
D4.
Nope,
We just
starting with
roll it.
Maximilian. Oh, brutal. Darth Umbra. Yay! Zen,
All
you're
right,
still a
now.
little ways to go, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you just
still got
leveled.
like
Now here's the point
2,500.
where I wasted all my awful rolls
You
on
can do it,
rolling
Rock. You can do it. Ooh.
What did I say? What did I say? Wasted all my good rolls on initiative.
Ooh. All right. There is no monetary reward for this quest. Just knowing that you
Never is.
freed poor Glibglob from the suffering of his tormentor and freed all of Berkshire from mosquitoes is reward enough.
Yeah, can we not go to the, mayor, explain what happened, and try to get a reward for that?
If you
Yeah, I
guys
do
had
that.
finished with enough time to do that, we would have, but you guys spent 30 minutes talking about a lock and then another 30 minutes negotiating whether or not to kill a vampire.
30 minutes.
All
And
right,
we
10
were-
minutes talking about a lock.
It's not my fault it required a visual.
There was not enough time to possibly do that, but yes, you could have probably gotten some sort of massive monetary reward for ridding the place of mosquitoes,
Oh,
but we ran out of time. Unfortunate.
I'm going to do that next time.
No, each week is its own separate, self-contained adventure.
and
Rewards will
I
not
specifically
transfer.
again bring up to Borscht. These onion rings are great, but you never paid me for that knife.
We ran out of time, otherwise you could have brought it up. We'll see everyone next week for more shenanigans. Take care, everybody. Good night.
How do you learn spells? Good night.